Meadowroot Studio Sacred. Wow, that's a huge crystal. Hello, Crystal Bean. You have a beautiful face. Those of us who are artists can see it. Hello, unspiritual. Hello, loved ones. Oops, sorry. I startled myself. They're probably like, oh my gosh, that's what our guitar player said on the way out of town. I was coming in from out of town and I pulled over because I saw a giant crystal being and I was told go like to integrate with it, and I was like, okay. I looked both ways, there was no cars coming, and all of a sudden this truck was there. He's like, what are you doing, causing trouble on the roads? Because it's like there's really no other cars. It's not like a town. It's literally deep within the nuts of the sacred mountains where souls have come to make homes within. So beautiful. And like, I'm working on, they're like, this is the coolest it's been so far, and that makes sense because they bring their rains and snow when it's like an emergency, for sure. I'm gonna put on my seatbelt now because I feel like there might be cars approaching soon. And now I'm gonna, yeah, I see signs of energies of others. So yesterday it wasn't the full band. Tonight we have horns. We got more bands with us tonight. I'm so excited. We have keyboard, we have dual guitars, so solo and rhythm, and I think there's another guitarist also who also plays bass. I think they're going to be switching around, and it's probably going to be about a 3-hour concert, starting at 808 Hawaii. Like awareness of the time there for 808 to heal that energy from what happened. Gonna back my car or frontwards, turn around. It's just like, it's beautiful. Yeah, I like these like little roads because I'm allowed to use my phone on them. There's not a risk of killing somebody. Well, not the beetles. I apologize to any creatures that are crawling on the land right now where I'm driving. That is like a thing to focus on also, I suppose. I'm an amazing driver. These giant bamboo rods. Wow. Okay, we've arrived. So this particular studio is where Black Uhuru made one of their top album, and they just recently got put into some Hall of Fame and recognized for that song that they created. And so one of the original artists that are in the band is named Ducky. Ducky was in the original band, but the other ones, they went their own directions, as bands do occasionally. But Ducky kept it up and continued to grow with family. And this land's really interesting. The one who owns part of it and etc., their family lineage has owned it for many moons. It's a sacred location, and many altars are present, many respects. And yeah, this is their Black Uhuru's music studio, and it's really deep in energy, memories, and love. You know, a lot of purity and a lot of divine inspirations that come out through the experiences that are divined here because of how much gold is here, how many crystal beings are present, how much earth is present, how much waters are present. Is all of the elements present. And I'm working on bringing the rain or actually, I'm more so interested in bringing the cold winds, the cooling, and allow that to flow. I'm willing to integrate that. Like, I'm learning how to be gentle when I'm adjusting the weather. The other day in Oregon, I was visualizing making it snow and it started to hail, but it wasn't hard hail. It was like snowball hails. They were like little baby snowballs because I was trying to make it so it would land fast and then it would take out the fires from where they were at to lessen the amount of smoke in the air and congestion and toxins and poisons. And you know, it's really concerning when it comes to that level to have someone like me come in. I always do that. That's like, actually, they call me Oracle 007 because I do special missions like that. And me being in Oregon was one of my special missions. So you're welcome. But we all have to do our special mission. So thank you. Thank you for each of you who also do your special missions. Thank you for each of us who will do our special missions, that we rise up. Now, tonight, I will have my entire band of Chala, or the entire band of Chala. I'm not going to claim it as my own. There's a lot of singers I'm sure that they've had working with. And I'm pretty much orchestrating them on the spot. If you saw last night, I'm looking at them, I'm making eye contact. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that and that. Usually folks go over that in practice. It's true. But when it comes to divine intervention, it comes in the way it's supposed to, for the reasons it's supposed to. And I believe that, you know, I'm such a strong presence, and if we didn't do it like that raw footage, it might be really a lot for others to just witness and watch, so that they can see that I'm not channeling, that I'm literally like orchestrating and communicating and conscious about everything that I'm doing. I'm not a channel. I'm actually Faith. I'm like the divine being come in by a miracle as Faith. They prayed over my mom's womb. Archangel Michael came through, said, you will be giving birth to the child who is to save creation, to help save creation. It's a child prophet, and this child shall be named Aaron James. Well, when they prayed over the womb, because the placenta had like completely covered the uterus, it was called placenta previa, but it was the worst condition, or the strongest condition they had ever seen. So they were either going to take me out early, which could have risked me, or my mom may have gone to death or something. It was extreme. So they went to a place that my brother, who died and drowned at 6.5, named David, brought them to, called Trinity Church in Oakland. They then prayed by faith, and I was able to come through as the angel of faith. Why? Because Archangel Michael is one of my souls that I'm very much connected with, as we are like, some might say like twins in certain beliefs and spiritual systems, but it's my baby. And Archangel Michael is one of my children. And I always saw Yeshua as a little one. I could always see heaven. I can see heaven. I help solve murders. I literally can tell you what happened to them in that moment, what they were thinking about, where they're at, who they are, what's going on, if they want to cross over or not, how you can communicate with them. I can activate you to communicate with them. I'm that strong. If you're naughty and you have abilities, I can take that away from you. And that's a fact. That's a reality. So don't mess with me. And if I acknowledge that you are trying to do that, I will cut off those abilities from you, so you can no longer bother me with that, or others. You know, like if you want to show your true colors, you know, some of you saw someone send me a box of burnt candles with different altar items in it, and blood on the package. There was blood on the package. Don't send me blood packages with burnt candles. And I released that. Another one asked me of all the names of my children and tried to attack them, and said that it was going to help pray for them. You know, so this is why I'm so careful. This is why celibacy is key. This is why it's beautiful to be strong as a parent who doesn't need to have discrepancies of tainted experiences with those who are in there to cause devastation and distractions. We have to rise into an authority in our own experiences and the experiences beyond. We cannot limit ourselves to somebody else's dialogues, to somebody else's belief systems. This isn't that era, all of you who study religious books. This is not that era that they were in. This is now. And now is a whole lot more real. There's a lot of things that have been found out about those ones who wrote those books. Only some of them have accuracy. Some of them have limited accuracy, but they do have sparks of some. And thankfully, because of my divine presence, I was allowed to open any spiritual book and see exactly the message that's meant for me. Any and all books I could open up. It's called necromancy. And that's divine messages to us. So I'm going to go in there. I got to get ready to practice. I got to make myself look pretty again. I feel tired. But I'm not tired. But it's kind of like I got to make the rains come. So see you soon. Ato.